Hey guys, Quick the Lazy Geek here, and do you notice anything janky or weird about like the table here outside? Yes, there's something definitely janky, and what's happening is that I am trying to find and fix light leaks in my setup. So I've actually taken a dark frame with the cover on, so my Telegizmo cover on all of this, while it was cloudy a couple of hours ago, and I noticed that my dark frame looked like not a dark frame. It had lots of strays of light coming through, and I'm showing it to you right now so you can see it's not very pretty. So what I wanted to do is try to find and fix the light leaks. So of course one way to find and fix the light leaks is to use a flashlight, which is great, and this one is for bicycles, so it's fairly powerful, but first things first, I have a Newtonian telescope, and one of the big sources of light leaks in a Newtonian telescope is the butt of the telescope there, where the primary mirror is located. So what I've done is I've reused some Amazon cardboard boxes, thanks Amazon, and I'm using them to kind of make a cover that I can slide onto this thing. So that will be the first step. Now, I've also heard that the ZW electric filter wheels sometimes have light leaks as well. So this is an area that I'm going to inspect after I finish this little, I was going to call it a butt plug. Okay, this little butt cover. And I'll see you as soon as it's done, and then we'll look at other sources of light leaks. Okay, and now we have this beautiful and very high-class looking butt cover that I have for my Newtonian because it didn't look good enough. I need to add this. And I'm actually going to do something else. I'm going to add aluminum foil on it because I've heard that it can really make everything opaque and really block the light. So we're not only going to have a janky cardboard thing, we'll have it silvered. So I'll see you then. And here we are with this beautiful silvered masterpiece. So I'm going to put that on the rear end of my beautiful Newtonian that will look so much better with this on the bottom, and see how it gives in a dark frame. So does it fit? It does. It fits beautifully. It looks so much better. Okay, so yeah, hopefully that should be pretty decent to actually stop the stray light from here. And let's open up the imaging computer, and I'm going to take an exposure. I'm going to put it on screen so you can see how it looks like. There's less and less light, so it might be getting more and more difficult to see any difference, but at worst I can do my best right now with the current light and also the flashlight, and see if tomorrow, when it's actually daytime and I try to take a dark frame, things will get better. Okay, so let me take a 30-second dark frames and I'll be right back. And I'm probably showing you the dark frame right now. It seems to look better. Now, whether it's because the light here has gotten dimmer or because we're actually doing some progress, I do not know, but we can it sure doesn't hurt except the looks of my equipment, and so we can keep forward and see what else may be causing these issues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dark frame and see, like, if I point this flashlight, let's see, that's this, like maybe at the filter wheel like that, it makes any difference, or maybe I should wait for darkness. Anyway, let's try with the flashlight. I'll put 30 seconds on, and then I'll put the flashlight like this, see if I see any difference before and after I use this flashlight. And I did get a new frame. I'm not sure whether it makes a difference, so it's probably not a good method until it's completely, well, Tokyo dark outside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover all of this in aluminum foil and see if I have other light leaks here. Oh, I feel so wasteful, but hey, let's try that. So I'm gonna some aluminum foil around the camera like this. Let's see. Now that I have aluminum foil a bit like that, and I take a dark frame, do things get a bit better? And then we can add more aluminum foil and waste more aluminum foil to see what the result will be. It looks like there's a bit of difference, but not much. I'm again showing you the dark frame, and I think I need to wait until nightfall and until like astronomical darkness, or here Tokyo darkness. And let's see what I get if I try to put on more aluminum foil to kind of cover the whole thing, and try to see if there's any light leak that's coming from here. This is so wasteful. I'm feeling so bad. Now, to be clear, I am not cooling the camera right now. If I were cooling the camera right now, it would be a big problem, because the camera would not have anything to vent the heat out and would make things absolutely terrible. So you do not want to do that ever if your camera is being cooled. Okay, let's take another dark frame and see how it looks like. And guess what? It actually looks better. There's still some light leaking. Maybe from the bottom of the filter wheel there, but it feels like there is a leak going on somewhere around here, whether it's the focuser, the filter wheel, the camera, or something else. There is light leaking through somewhere here, and because at night here in Tokyo it never gets completely dark, or like if I'm trying to do like narrowband imaging when it's the full moon, there is definitely something I need to fix in here. So I'm going to wait until it's a bit darker outside and then try again with the flashlight. I might actually add a bit more aluminum foil just to have like a final guess if I can actually remove all the gradient. I'm wondering if it's just also not the front. So what I could do in addition to this is something stupid like this. Now I'm going to take another dark frame and see if it's just like the cover of the telescope that is letting light in. It makes a little bit of a difference, but I think it's just as much the overall light around here that's getting darker and darker. So this cover, actually this telescope cover, seems to be working pretty well. There has to be some kind of light leak around here. It's very difficult for me to actually try to isolate what it is while it's still light. I could try to do like a ring with the aluminum foil that I have here around the main focuser shaft, see if it does anything without including too much of the filter wheel. Ha! That's it. Look at this dark frame. It's perfect now. Okay, so I didn't even need the flashlight. I can see that it's probably not the filter wheel, but the focuser. Let me try something more. I'll just like retract this a little bit to really not include either the camera or the filter wheel. Whoa! Sorry, I need to get my garbage thrown away. And let's try again. But it seems that it is the focuser of my telescope rather than what I suspected earlier, the filter wheel. And yeah, I mean, the camera is sensitive enough to show me, even with this level of illumination, anything that would be leaking through. And if it doesn't show me anything leaking through with this level of illumination, it means that during the night I'll always be fine, even if it's the full moon. And yes, again, I'm showing the dark frame right now. That dark frame is perfect. I mean, it's an uncooled camera dark frame, but it means that there is something around my focuser that's causing an issue. So I think what I'm going to do, like the focuser needs to be able to turn. It could actually be my tilt adapter here. So maybe I could try to put some electrician tape on top of that, see if it does anything, because after all, the tilt adapter will be very prone to letting light in. So I am going to use some electric tape, which is not I mean, this one is yellow, that's all I had lying around. But we can see whether it was this. And this is something I can always remove very easily later on to see if it helps in any way, shape, or form. Okay, and let me take another dark frame. Doesn't look like it is. This dark frame still has the light rays coming in, so it has to be the focuser itself. How can I deal with the focuser? That's like a fairly difficult problem. I think what I'm gonna do is, again, I'm gonna do something janky, but hey, like we've been doing janky stuff the whole time. So, you know, let's keep on our streak, and I'm gonna get this cardboard. We're gonna cut it. Yeah, I can see roughly the distance that I need, something like this. And you know, we'll make it so that the focuser can still move, but there should be much less stray light going in. So this is too long, okay, too wide for this strip. I'm gonna make it a bit less wide, and maybe it will be too narrow, but then we can always take a second one. I feel like I'm really making my scope look so much sexier than it was before. All for the sake of astrophotography. The sacrifices we make. Okay, if I do something simple like that, my focuser should still be able to move. And I'll make sure, I'll make it actually a bit narrower so that it can actually move several millimeters upwards, just to make sure that, you know, it has enough range of movement. I'm not going to make it too tight, just enough to provide some shade. See how it looks like. And we'll see how it works. It should be held by gravity on both sides. So I'm just going to grab a bit of tape. And we're going to do this again. Make sure to cover the focuser proper and not to be too tight so that everything can still turn. Right? We just want to provide some shade. And let's see how a dark frame looks like now. It looks perfect. We've provided enough shade to that focuser to really remove any light leak. And with this amount of light around me, even if it's towards like the dusk, we're getting a perfect flat frame. And this is great. This means that now during the day I'll be able to take dark frames with the telescope cover on. I didn't need to mess around with this flashlight during the night. We found the source. It's very easy, and the focuser should still be able to move. So I think we're done here. This telescope looks so much better now, doesn't it? So I think, wow, I'm really happy that this has worked. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a very practical video on how to make your telescope look much better. And you know, if you like this video, if it was useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help. You know, there's tons of new content coming up anyway, so you're not losing anything by subscribing. You'll be able to see the new content. And yeah, hope to see you soon. Don't forget to look up at the stars whenever you can, and I'll see you next time.